Hello everybody, KT here with Wise Images Photography, and welcome to How Did I Get the Image? I am going to talk about what I like about the image, what I did not like about the image, and today we are going to go ahead and go over October. If you guys like nature photography and fun-filled adventures, think about subscribing to the channel, hitting that notification bell, that way you don't miss any other future episodes. So, let's get going. All right, it is October. I tried to set the mood with the orange, okay? So when I go to pick these pictures for my calendar, I do try to kind of think about color scheming and stuff like that. And so that's why I picked this picture of this royal tern. I really like this image. This bird was coming down. I was actually out at Lake George when I took this particular image. I had been coming back from the springs. I headed out on the lake about 7:30ish in the morning, and we were just coming back, and it was probably about 2 o'clock-ish or so when I was coming back. And when I came back through, there were like all these shorebirds on the big, I don't know, would you call it like a rig or passway through or something? I mean, but there was just like all these birds, and it was so exciting to see all these birds, and I really just like, yay, you know. And then also too, royal terns. I like royal terns because when they're not in a dive situation like this, they kind of have like little what do you call it, like they have tufts, right? And so their hair kind of is spiky and stuff like that, and you guys know that I've had my hair spiky and whatnot, so I like that. And also too, my favorite color is orange, and they have this beautiful orange beak. And so anyway, so my friend and I, we were kind of chilling out on the boat and everything. I love it when my buddy goes with me because they kind of keep an eye on things. They allow me to kind of really get into photographing what's going on, and they kind of like are my spotter, and they're like, KT, you need to pay attention, you're floating a little bit too much. And but I trust my friend enough to tell me, that's the one time, like, that I can kind of I can go in the zone, because I know my friend's got my back about whether or not I'm going to run into something or whatnot. So what do I like? What do I not like about this particular photograph? You guys know when I'm doing like these action shots like that, if you're returning a viewer, I always put that focal point right there smack dab in the middle, so that way I don't miss the shot. In the digital image, you can see that there is part of the pylon that is going up in the image, but when I went ahead and I put it to print on the calendar, I actually cut that out. The reason why I picked this particular photograph, one, because it's October and the orange and the black, and that's the theme of October, but also two, this was one of the most liked photographs that I had on Instagram, and I wanted to make sure that I put some of those most liked images in Instagram in the calendar as well. So that's why I went ahead and picked this particular image. I like it because it is an action image. That bird is in flight. You can tell that he's doing the dive, right? He's going after whatever he's going to be going for. I love how you can see the little feet dangling. I don't know why. I just like, it's like, hi, woo, whoop, there we are, right? And I love the fact that you can see the detail on the feet. You can see there is a lot of light going through that back end of, like, in the tail feathers. If I were to say something that I didn't like about it, I would say that maybe I should have, in the editing room, maybe did a little bit of dodging and burning there, so that way you could see kind of the individual feathers, because I almost blow out that portion of the bird. I do like the fact that there are some clouds behind the bird, but it is a very hard photograph in the fact that it's like you have light on light, like you have this white bird on a white background. So there's not much separation to this particular image, but I think the fact that the bird is so action-packed, that's what kind of makes the image. Also too, because I was shooting in very harsh lights, you guys can tell right there on the neck of the bird, you can see a very distinct line, because when his wing is up, it is cutting with a very sharp edge there, so nothing soft on this particular image. It's very harsh shadows. Also with the sun, I mean, like I said, it was about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, so you're having this harsh sun that is also coming down on the bird, so the bottom part of the bird is very, very dark. I mean, you do like to have like a little bit of, you know, shading, because it gives that 3D look to it, but we can barely see the bird's eye. But of course his eye is a very dark eye to begin with, so that makes it a little bit difficult as well. So I love the image, and I think it was more, a lot of people particularly like this image. That's why I picked it, because I want to, you know, hey, if you like it, I want to make sure that I share it, right? But then also too, I think it was just the action of this bird. I'm glad that I did leave in the printed image, like you barely have any, like you have that very thin strip of wood across the bottom. And I think that was important to kind of leave that in for a little bit of the environmental shot, to kind of give you a little bit of context. I would have liked to maybe have, I mean, I was definitely, these birds were okay with me being right there near them. I was able to get a little bit closer in on them, and they were not fazed by me whatsoever. I always try to be cognizant of how close I get to them. But these guys were just like, they were just having the time of their lives. They were having so much fun. They could have cared less about me. But I think I wish I would have gotten maybe a little bit more of the wood, because it would have maybe given a little bit more contrast. It would have given you a little bit more texture instead of just kind of the white on white. But overall, I mean, that's pretty much, I do like how you can see the interior side of the wings, but it definitely is dark on the interior side of the wings because of where the sun was and how the sun was heading. Basically, that's all I have to say about this image. Thank you so much for carving a few minutes out of your day to spend with me to go over this image. Tell me what you liked, what you didn't like, maybe what have you done differently. So I want you guys to remember that you guys are awesome. Have a fantastic rest of your week, and I'll see you later, alligator.